Hello there, YouTube. I want to show everybody my mower repair on my grass guard here. Where I drilled these holes and the wire goes through. This has a plastic eyelet here. You think they could have made it thicker than 1/8 of an inch. I know they'd blame it on me for banging into stuff, but the first one broke out, then the other one broke out. I tried epoxying this pin in here, but that didn't work. Never grabbed the plastic. I just put the baling wire around this little pin. The pin went in this way when they assembled it. Well, it had a real strong spring on it. That could have helped lead to that failure too. Lifting this up all the time. Because I have put like a little pair of vice grips or something on over the string and pulled this up when I get into a tight spot or real thick grass. I know you're not supposed to do it, but oh well. Because there's your blade. Your blade's pretty close. But that's how I repaired that. Drilled a hole on the inside. You can see where it's cracked. I'd caught it on something. I'd had a fence post out bass and snagged it on there. That broke the epoxy loose. But down here, about as thick as that looks, I cut that out. I cut it out right after I bought it, because the grass would clog on it. Well, it makes the frame flex a little bit, but it's not going to hurt it. I mean, I can tell when I mow and bump a yard, it's kind of flexing the frame some, but oh well. But that's how I repaired that. You think they could have made that plastic a little wider. It's only this wide. The eyelet's as wide as this looks right here. Cheap junk. Don't know what horsepower this is. 158 cc. 5 foot-pounds of torque. Well, duh. Why don't you tell me the horsepower? I'm guessing it's about a 4. Looks bigger than the old 3.5 horse. These this one run me about 150 3 years ago, 155. And it was all assembled. All I had to do was flip the handle up. Well, I bought a cheapy one 7 years ago for $100. I had to put the wheels and there wasn't adjusters on it. This time we got the deluxe model, 22-inch cut. This is third year for this. I was having trouble with it running crappy. I know it's still got the original plug-in in after 3 years. Had trouble with it running crappy. Well, what I did is I switched to premium. Now my Greyhound motor from Harbor Freight says right in the brochure thing, use 98 octane. But then it also says use better than 87 or whatever. It says right here, do not use E85 or gasoline containing more than 10% ethanol. Well, I recommend don't use any of that crap. I used to run it in my truck because it was cheap. Well, in the summertime it would vapor in the carburetor, and then I found out it draws moisture in the winter. So from now on, this is going to have premium with seafoam. My carburetor, or muffler I should say, I wiped that off. That was really carboned. Not on telemacro, so I don't know how to do it. That was really carboned. Well, it hasn't got any on there. When I was done mowing, there wasn't any more than that come off on my finger. Also, on an old motors, you can put a little marble mister oil in the gas. If you put marble mister oil in the ring, in the oil, it can eat all the junk behind the rings and you just have a smoking old motor. But marble mister oils work good for me too. In an old mower, carbon up, put just like a capful. Don't overdo it, like a teaspoonful. But I run my seafoam. I let gas set all winter long. I put it in here. It was the low octane gas. It run like crap. My tractor was running like crap. So I'm waiting to get that out again once it's low enough to put the premium in it and see what it runs like. But the next shot you'll see is with it running. After I mowed and washed it off, I always run it to dry it off in case I get water around anywhere. And another tip I do, every once in a while when I fill up my gas, I'll let this overflow. I'll let it overflow the tank on the mower. Then I'll dump it out back on my gravel driveway. That way if there's any dirt that gets in there or anything, it will flow up out of there like on a chainsaw. when you fill your chainsaw, always wipe off your gas filler with a rag, and then overfill it. Let it run out on the ground. That way, if there's anything in there, it'll come up out of the tank. Just a little tip. Learned it from some old guy. Down here and say some old boy taught me that. But it's the third year on this baby. I don't want to make this too long, but it'll just get boring. It'll just be another push mower video. But the next clip you'll see is with me revving her up after I was done mowing and how smooth it sounds. It's a little hesitating when you rev it up. That's just the way they're made. But it's got more RPM. It's better fuel economy. I was using 3/4 of a tank or more of fuel. Now I'm using between like about a half to mow the yard, half 3/4. It's using less. When I look in the tank, there's more fuel left when I'm done mowing yards. The same height of grass, the same amount of yard. So even if you pay more for premium, well, what's a motor worth? Cheap gas will carbon up a motor. Carbon is like sandpaper in the oil, grit. It will just eat up a mower, especially aluminum ones. It will eat everything up. People don't change their oil. I'd go a whole season on my oil and it's still clean. So, enough of that. Thanks for watching. I hope it might help somebody out.